All right, let's talk about Docker. This is a tool that has, no joke, completely changed the game for how we build and ship software. So let's dive right in.
Okay, I'm pretty sure everyone in tech has heard this one, right? Maybe you've even said it yourself. It's that classic, super frustrating moment. You know the one, where an app is working perfectly for the developer, but the second it moves to another machine, it just breaks.
And this is what that looks like. On the developer's laptop, it's all green lights, everything's great, the app is perfect. But then you try to move that exact same code over to the production server, the machine that your actual users are going to see, and boom, it fails. And why? Well, it could be anything, really. A different operating system version, a missing library, some tiny system setting you'd never think of.
So, how do we get out of this mess? How do we fix this chaos? Well, this is exactly where Docker enters the picture. I like to think of it as a sort of magic box, a box that was literally designed to make that it works on my machine problem a thing of the past.
So, what is Docker, really? At its heart, it's a tool that lets you create a clean, consistent, and totally predictable environment for your software. The whole idea is super simple. If your app works inside that Docker box, it's going to work everywhere you can put that box. On your laptop, on your coworker's machine, on a server in the cloud, it just works. Okay, so what's actually inside this magic box? Well, it's not just your application code. Docker is smarter than that. It packs up everything your app needs to run. We're talking all the required libraries, the specific system settings, literally every little piece of the puzzle. It's a totally self-contained package that guarantees your app has exactly what it needs, no matter where it is.
Now, to really get how Docker works its magic, you have to understand two key ideas. These are the absolute core concepts: images and containers. The easiest way to think about them? It's like the blueprint and the actual building.
All right, let's start with the build part, the container. The best way to picture a container is like a little mini computer running inside your main computer. It's this completely isolated bubble that has your application and everything it needs to run. And because it's sealed off from everything else, nothing on the outside can mess with it.
Okay, so if the container is the building, where does it come from? Well, that's where the Docker image comes in. The image is the blueprint. It's the recipe. It's a static read-only file that has all the instructions and all the ingredients needed to create one of those running containers.
So let's just nail this down. The image is the blueprint. It's the recipe that doesn't change. The container, on the other hand, is the actual thing you build from that blueprint. It's the running live instance. And here's the cool part. You can use that one single image to create tons of identical containers. It's just like using one recipe to bake a whole bunch of identical cakes.
All right, so we've got our blueprint, the image, and our build, the container. So how does this all fit together in a real-world workflow? Let's take a look.
It really boils down to just a few simple steps. Step 1, you write your code, the actual application. Step 2, you create that Docker image. That's the blueprint that lays out everything your code needs. Step 3, you just tell Docker to run that image, and poof. Step 4, that image springs to life as a running container, and your app is just humming along perfectly inside. That's it.
Now, I know this might sound like just another technical process, but trust me, the impact of this is huge. Let's talk about why this simple idea completely changes the game for developers and anyone working in tech. So, what's the payoff? What do you actually get out of this? Well, first and foremost, you get the same application behavior everywhere. That whole "it works on my machine" nightmare, gone. Deployments become lightning fast because all you're doing is moving these little pre-built containers around. Collaborating with your team? It's a total breeze. You just share the image and everyone's on the exact same page. Oh, and one more big thing, they're way more lightweight and efficient than old-school virtual machines, so you end up saving a ton of system resources.
Look, if you only remember one thing from all this, let it be this right here. This sentence just nails it. It's all about packaging your apps into these isolated containers so that they work the same way on any machine, every single time. It's all about getting that predictability and reliability that we've always wanted.
And that really leaves us with one final and kind of exciting question, right? When you take away all those headaches, all the weird environment issues and configuration nightmares, and you can just build an app knowing for a fact that it's going to run anywhere, what does that free you up to do? What amazing thing are you going to build next?